Good morning, one and all present over here. Chapter number 10, India Agriculture. In that, we have discussed about the technical reforms and institutional reforms. And ultimately, we were discussing about Green Revolution. Let me again tell you the definition of the Green Revolution, that extraordinary increase in agricultural product, extraordinary increase in the agricultural product, which is called as a green revolution. And this increase, the production doubled, the production increased because of the various factors, various strategies, and various steps taken in the field of agriculture. So which were the steps? Improved seeds, that is the seeds genetically modified. Increased use of chemical fertilizers. We have discussed about the chemical fertilizers, that is the urea and the nitrogen, potassium, and the phosphorus and all, sulfur and all. Intense efforts of the farmers, the farmer intense efforts of the farmers, that farmer has also done the hard work. Widespread arrangement of the electricity. Government has made the electricity available to the each and every farms, and where there was a lack of access, and where there was no possibility of the electricity, their government has started providing the solar cells, solar batteries, and the solar submersible pump, so that by using the solar energy, the farmer has started doing the agriculture. Improved facility of the irrigation. Government has also improved the facility of the irrigation by pipeline, by canal, and by pond. There are three ways of doing irrigation in India, especially, that is the pipeline. Through the pipeline from the river or from the watersheded area, the pipeline passes through the uh, terrain where there is a lack of water, and government try to provide the water facilities to them. So that is a pipeline way. The canal irrigation, by the canal also, by constructing canal, government has done a huge work for providing water to the farmers. And the pond irrigation, uh, government has made a various pond and the lake, and from there the farmers are allowed there to collect the water and irrigate the water to their farm. So this is how the improved facility in the irrigation, and that is how we come to an conclusion for the green revolution, a new revolution in the field of the agriculture. We were discussing about the green revolution, and the main objective of the green revolution was to increase the agricultural product. Farmers were encouraged to use chemical fertilizers and insecticides more. This led to attain a target to increase the agricultural product. So farmers were encouraged. Government has started providing the subsidies, various types of the schemes, and various insurance plan for their crops. So farmers were encouraged to use the various types of the fertilizers and the manure and the insecticide, herbicide, pesticides for the targeted production. And ultimately, we achieve the targeted production. We have created the buffer zone of the food grain. It is to be said, in case if India does not receive a single drop of water for the 4 years, single drop of the rainfall for the 4 years, then also we have stored a food grain, that the it is sufficient for the next 4 year without a single drop of rain. That is called as a buffer zone we have created. There has been a record production of the wheat and paddy due to the Green Revolution. A record break production of the wheat and paddy, especially from the Uttar Pradesh and from the Punjab, where there is a Indo-Gangetic plain, a fertile plain, Indo-Gangetic plain, the northern plain, we have studied in the ninth standard in the physiographic division of India. In that, we have studied that in the north portion where the five river passes, there a plain has created because of the deposition of this river and a very fertile plain. So this fertile plain produces wheat and paddy in abundant. Abundant, that is the plenty of. So record block production was there. Ayaz, please remove your hand. I will ask you a question later at 12 o'clock. Okay. So please remove your hand. Where there was a scarcity of the food grain in the country, today there is a sufficient storage of the food grain. There was a day in the past that we need to import the food grain from the other countries like America and France and Brazil, but we have created now buffer zone and sufficient amount of the food grain, so we have started more than 4 lakh fair price shops. ये थोड़ा सा नया कंसेप्ट है, यहाँ पे मैं आपको चैप्टर नंबर 17 के भी थोड़े ग्लिम्स देता जा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि ये जो फेयर प्राइस शॉप है वो हम चैप्टर नंबर 17 में पढ़ेंगे. इनको बोला जाता है व्याजबी भाव की दुकान. जनरली इनको बोला जाता है राशन शॉप्स. Ration shops where the ration card holders, the ration card holders and those who are the below poverty line and those who are comparatively poor and the middle class people, they get a food grain at very cheap rate. Wheat 2 rupees kg, paddy 3 rupees per 3 rupees per kg, that much cheap rate. So completely this fair price shop functioning under the Food Security Act and the Food Security Organization are uh, functioning these shops, that is government based completely. सो आज हम इतनी हमारी कैपेसिटी हो गई है कि हमारा प्रोडक्शन इतना बढ़ गया है कि हम इतने कम दामों में भी लोगों तक अनाज पहुंचा रहे हैं. और द बेस्ट एग्जांपल इज द लॉकडाउन. द गवर्नमेंट हैज प्रोवाइडेड metric tons of food grain to the people during the lockdown. We have that much amount of production now. Once drought was a hazard for the regular interval in India, its adverse effects are not seen after the Green Revolution. Due to the buffer stock of the food grain, the condition of drought of scarcity are faced conveniently. Similarly, I told earlier, India facing the drought interval means after 2 years, after 4 years, after 4 5 years, we were facing the drought situation. Especially the rain was irregular. Even today also the rain is uncertain and irregular. But what was the condition earlier? We have to face the adverse effect of the drought, scarcity. In gujarati in gujarati there is a one movie. I would like to insist you, please watch that movie. That is called as a Rakhna Ratan. Sorry, not Rakhna Ratan. That is the Manvini Bhavai. A very beautiful movie in that the director has shown the real picture of the society during the drought. And there was a very cruel scene. One scene was there very cruel, that because of the drought and because of the no rainfall in the area, there was a lady, she was eating her own child. That was a cruel situation, cruel condition of the country before the Green Revolution. Now, because of the Green Revolution, we have created a buffer stock. The self sufficiency in food grain is a landmark of historic achievement of the Green Revolution. Today, the production of cash crop has increased and the production of pulses and other cereals has decreased. With the repetition of the same crop, to reach the stage where other countries of the world have progressed using better technology in the agrarian field, we will have to be ready for the next green revolution. See here, now as we know that human being is a greediest creature of the earth, greediest I would like to say, as he found that the cash crop gives more profit, so they have started producing cash crop instead of the other cereals and pulses. So what is happening here, the other food grains are now in scarcity, other food grains are now in scarcity, so those scare foods and pulses price are getting increased day by day. And on other hand, continuously if you are taking the similar type of the crop, then the fertility of the land will be reduced. As I told you in the crop rotation, मैंने जो क्रॉप रोटेशन में बोला था कि भाई पहले आपने फूड ग्रेन डाला है और बाद में आप पल्सिस देते हो, तो विटामिन्स जो है न्यूट्रिएंट्स जो होते हैं उनका एक्सचेंज होता रहता है, so you will have a good amount of the production. But if you are constantly producing the similar product from the agricultural field, then the fertility and the same type of the nutrients and the vitamins and the minerals, the needed minerals will be sucked up completely. So that land will become unfertile. So now we have to be ready for the another green revolution. We need to do the another green revolution. And here the next the next green revolution emphasis will be made on the organic farming. Keep in mind. Let's see the next topic, that is the role of agriculture in the Indian economy. And now we are about to complete this chapter. Our next chapter will be the chapter number 17. Let's study the role of agriculture in Indian economy. It provides employment to about one half of the population of the country. So half of the population here, I would like to say 60% of the people of India, the population of India is completely depends on the agricultural employment, the agricultural occupations and the occupations based on the agriculture anyhow. Agriculture holds about 17% of total gross domestic production. So, while calculating GDP, 70% GDP, gross domestic production, 17% GDP is coming from the agriculture field. The rest of the GDP is coming from the either service sector or the industrial sector. Ayaz, I will give you the time. Wait for a while. I will give you the time. After 15 minutes. Or let me complete first this. Paddy, wheat, oilseeds, cotton, jute, sugarcane, tobacco, potato, etc. are major agricultural product of India. Much foreign exchange is earned from their export. We are exporting the various agricultural product to the world, and through that export we are earning the foreign exchange. And in the chapter when I was teaching you the chapter number 15 and 16, at that time I have told you that higher the foreign exchange, higher your economical development. Higher you export the thing, higher your economic development. Number next, India ranks second in the agrarian production. So India secure the second rank in the production of agriculture product. Industries like cotton textile, sugar, paper, oil, etc., as well as the industries regarding the food processing, get their raw material from the agricultural products only. So we all know that most of the industries having their raw material from the agriculture field. Cotton textile, sugar, jaggery making, jute making, and so on. Various types of the industries are completely based on the raw material from the agriculture. Agriculture provides food to the people of India. The Indian contribution is not consistent in the world agricultural market because of the irregular and uncertain rain and inadequate facilities of the irrigation. So, as per the survey and as we compare ourselves with the world agriculture market, then India is not performing well. Two reasons. Number one, uncertain and irregular rainfall. And number two, lack of irrigation facility. Number three, lack of education. Because the person who have the higher education, जो ज्यादा पढ़ लेता है वो एग्रीकल्चर में नेवर गेट इंटरेस्ट. दिस मेंटालिटी शुड बी चेंज. ये मेंटालिटी चेंज होनी चाहिए. जो एजुकेटेड पर्सन है दे ऑल्सो लुकिंग फॉर द एग्रीकल्चरल डेवलपमेंट. तो हमारा एग्रीकल्चर जो है वो आगे बढ़ सकता है. आपने कोई भी बड़ी महामारी में आप देख लीजिए, there is only things we need, that is the food, and food is only obtained from the agriculture, प्राइमरी सेक्टर. प्राइमरी सेक्टर से ही हम फूड हासिल कर सकते हैं. कोई भी फैक्ट्री में से हम फूड हासिल नहीं कर सकते. अगर हासिल कर भी लिया तो उनका रॉ मटेरियल जो होता है वो एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड ही होता है. ओके. If the demand for the food grain increases and if the food grains have to be imported, then the political independence of the country may be at the risk. We have become self-reliant in the field of grain production due to the green revolution. Along with the increase in the farm production, there is an increase in the population of the country also. See here, statistic data has been given to you that as per the farm production increase in the country, same way on the other hand the population has also increased. So whatever green revolution has double the production will consumed by the increased population. जितना हमने प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाया उनके सामने उतनी तो पॉपुलेशन बढ़ गई. इसीलिए हमें बहुत ज्यादा फर्क ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन का दिखता नहीं है. ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन अच्छी तरीके से हुआ है इंडिया में, लेकिन उनका फर्क क्यों नहीं दिखता है? क्योंकि जितना हमने ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन में प्रोडक्शन बढ़ाया सामने उतनी ही पॉपुलेशन भी बढ़ाई, तो फिर वो जीरो जीरो हो गया. देखते हैं यहाँ पे आगे. हमारा जब पॉपुलेशन हमारा जो इन द ईयर ऑफ 1951 में पॉपुलेशन वाज 36 करोड़ 10 लाख और आज हमारा पॉपुलेशन है मोर देन 125 करोड़. द स्टैटिस्टिक हैज बीन शोइंग दैट in the year of 1950-51, India has produced 51 crore ton of food grains, which has increased a record level up to 265.0 crore ton in 2014. देखिए, जब ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन इंप्लीमेंट नहीं हुआ था तब हम प्रोड्यूस कर रहे थे 51 करोड़ टन। 51 करोड़ टन। जमीन उतनी ही थी, जमीन में बढ़ावा नहीं हुआ कि भाई चलो, हाँ 50 ईयर्स में या 60 ईयर्स में इतनी जमीन बढ़ गई, 1000 हेक्टर या 2000 हेक्टर बढ़ गई, नहीं वही जमीन। लेकिन ग्रीन रिवॉल्यूशन के बाद इन द ईयर ऑफ 2013 एंड 14 वी प्रोड्यूस 265 करोड़ टन प्रोडक्शन। जमीन उतनी ही जमीन, लेकिन प्रोडक्शन हमारा बढ़ गया। बट उनके सामने हमारी पॉपुलेशन भी इतनी बढ़ गई। ओके, it is necessary to maintain the buffer stock and to increase it. By the buffer stock of the grains, the scarcity of the grain can be prevented during the droughts or in case of the inadequate production of the food grain. The wastage of the food grain can be prevented by the implementing the techniques to preserve the grain in the warehouse. So buffer zone must be needed। बफर जोन एक ऐसा जोन होता है जो इमरजेंसी, हम कभी कभार होते हैं, पापा हमें पैसे देते हैं पॉकेट मनी, तो हम कुछ पैसे सेव करके रखते हैं कि भाई इमरजेंसी के टाइम में काम आएंगे, इमरजेंसी के टाइम। तो वो आपके बफर मनी है, बफर स्टॉक है आपका, कि जब भी कभी आपको जरूरत पड़े तो आपने वो बफर स्टॉक में से पैसे निकाले। सिमिलरली Similarly, during the time of the drought or in case of the less production, we are using the production of the buffer stock। इसलिए हमें दिखाई नहीं देता कि भाई इतना ज्यादा नुकसान हुआ है, because we have already created buffer stock। अदरवाइज क्या होता, अगर हमने बफर स्टॉक क्रिएट नहीं करके रखा हुआ होता तो क्या हो सकता है। तो जो मूंग की दाल है और मूंग जो होते हैं ग्रीन ग्राम्स, उनकी प्राइस जनरली 50 रुपीज टू 60 रुपीज होती है। वो उछल के 200 रुपीज केजी हो जाती। या फिर वीट जो है, वीट वो 25 रुपीज या 50 रुपीज केजी है, उनके 500 रुपीज केजी होने के चांसेस हो सकते थे अगर हमारे पास बफर स्टॉक नहीं है तो। बट हमने बफर स्टॉक क्रिएट करके रखा हुआ है ताकि स्केर्सिटी कहीं दिखाई ना दे, एंड दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन। Impact of globalization on Indian agriculture, this is the last topic of the chapter। Okay, last topic of the chapter, and I think, okay, I told you about the Food Security Act। The policy of the globalization has been implemented with the purpose that the Indian farmers can sell his farm product in the world market and earn the profit। एम ये था हमारा ग्लोबलाइजेशन का, ये एग्रीकल्चर के रिगार्डिंग, कि भाई अगर हम ग्लोबलाइजेशन पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंट करते हैं तो फार्मर जो है वो अपना प्रोडक्शन ग्लोबल मार्केट में बेचेंगे एंड दे विल अर्न द प्रॉफिट। Many changes took place in the agriculture field due to the globalization। The process to export or import crop production is made very simple। The cotton, chili, and teal are now available in Chinese market, and various fruits are from the world market are available in the Indian market। So we are enjoying the dragon fruit and various other types of the fruits of the other countries in India because of the globalization। Similarly, we are selling our food production, food grains in the other countries, and in other countries also the Indian food or Indian food grains available। The costly genetically modified seeds sold by the multinational companies are available in India। So those food grains are food seeds, especially the highly yielded seeds, that is the biotechnologically modified seeds produced in other countries are available in India because of the globalization. अदरवाइज अगर हमने ग्लोबलाइजेशन इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया होता तो शायद अमेरिकन मकाई आपको खाने को नहीं मिलती. Though we are producing in India only. For your kind information, I would like to say the American Mackay is being produced in India only, but the seeds we are using that were modified in America somewhere और उनके सीड्स को मॉडिफाई करके इंडिया में अभी उनका कल्टीवेशन होता है. The production of cotton and maize has increased. With the import becoming smoother, the domestic farm product have to face tough competition. Some products have gained global market, hence the necessity of the registration of their patent. This is the important thing here I would like to say. Now, if any farmer wanted to sell their production in the world market, then he or she has to achieve the patent and copyright. There are some food product and the fruit product have gained the global fame. For example, Kesar mango of Gujarat has a world famous Kesar mango, and the people of the world are appreciating or eating or purchasing the Kesar mango from the global market, and we are exporting them from the Sasan and from the Gondal and from various other points. Okay. So the farmers, those who are interested to sell their product at the global market, they need to patent their production. The registration should be done and patent should be registered of the production. It is necessary to register the qualitative farm product as a national patent in the world market. So, you might have heard about the ISI mark. Similarly, there is a one mark called as a Agri mark. In the chapter number 18, we will learn it, Agri mark, and we need to patent it. Okay, we need to get the Agri mark so you can easily sell your product at the world market. So here we are completing our chapter. Now 10 minutes are remain.